Alright, this is Mr. Gillum, and today we're going to start talking about area and perimeter. So hopefully it'll be a little bit of review, but we are going to throw in some variables there, and we're going to do some expressions again. Okay, a little distributive property, a little bit of adding like terms, combining like terms. So that's what we're going to emphasize today. So when you're done, I want you to be able to find the perimeter and area of rectangles. Okay, perimeter is the distance around. Okay, it's the distance around. So in order to find the perimeter, what we're doing is we're adding the outside edges. So, for instance, if I had a project like, say, I need a fence around my yard, or I need a pin for my little cow here. What I would do is I'd have to know how far is it from here to here, and how far is it from here to here, how far is it from here to here, and here to here. I have to know each of these distances, and that's how much fence I would need to buy. I'd need to buy 5 feet, and then another 5 feet, and another 5 feet, and another 5 feet. I had to add them all up so I know the total amount of fencing I need for the outside of my little cow pen here. Probably wouldn't be 5 feet, probably like 15 feet, 15, 15, 15. But the point is, I wouldn't multiply these numbers together. I would add them because I need this much, and I need this much, and I need this much, and I need this much. So let's take a look at some problems here. It says find the perimeter in terms of x. So usually what we have here is we have like this could be fence or something like that, but usually we have numbers to add up, but we don't this time. This time we just have expressions. Now we are going to assume that these are rectangles, so if this side is 3x plus 2, that means that also the side across is 3x plus 2. And if this is x plus 6, so is this side. And so when I'm trying to find the perimeter, I need to find the distance all the way around. So I need a length of 3x plus 2. I need a length of x plus 6. And I need another length of 3x plus 2. And I need another length of x plus 6. So we're going to do this nice and long way here. Now remember, the only way to get rid of parentheses is to distribute, and there's nothing to distribute this time, so I'm just going to distribute a positive 1 so as not to change any of the values. 1 times 3x is 3x, positive 3x. Positive 1 times positive 2 is positive 2. Again, I'm addition, so this should be a pretty quick one here. 1 times x is 1x, but I wouldn't write 1x, I would just write x. 1 times 6, 6. 1 times 3x, 3x, positive 1 times positive 2, positive 2, positive 1 times positive x, and positive 1 times positive 6 is positive 6. And I got all these terms written down. I need to make sure that I'm combining the ones that are like. So what I can do is I can combine any of the x's together that I see, and I can combine any of the numbers together that I see. All right, let's just take a look here. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 x's total. And I have 2, 8, 10, 16. It's a positive 16, so I put plus 16. So my total perimeter would be 8x plus 16. All right. Pause the video here if you need to write that down, all that work. All I'm doing for the perimeter is finding how far I need all the way around. Okay? Do a little erasing so that I have a little bit of room to work here. So if you need to pause it, push pause real quick. Okay? Now, same idea here with this next one, but we're going to approach it a little differently. So you have options here. I want you to be able to do this in different ways. So I'm still looking for the perimeter on this rectangle, and I know that across from this x is another side with the same length of x, and across from this 2x plus 4 is another 2x plus 4. But I'm going to change it up a little bit. Okay, change it up a little bit. I'm going to say what I really need is I need a length of x twice. I need 2 lengths of x, and I need 2 lengths of 2x plus 4. So instead of having that huge long problem, I'm going to change it up a little bit. I need 2 x's, boom boom, and I need 2x plus 4. So I'm going to multiply. I'm going to change it. Instead of having 4 additions, I'm going to have 2 multiplications and put those together. So 2 times x is, we'll just write it like that, 2x. Positive 2 times positive 2x is positive 4x. And positive 2 times positive 4 is positive 8. We're almost there. 2x and 4x make 6x plus 8. We can't put the 8 with the 6x. They are not like terms. Remember, we call 8 a constant and 6x is a variable term. 6 is the coefficient. There's 2 terms here. Each one separated by a plus or a minus. That's good to remind ourselves of. Let's go ahead and try and find the perimeter of some triangles. Same idea. Ooh, a little bit of fraction work here. So let's take a look. Now, each side is a little different, so I can't use my little trick that I did with the distributive property this time. But I do want the area around, or the distance around. Sorry, we're looking for the perimeter, the distance around. So I'm adding 2/3 x plus, we'll do this side next, 1/2 x plus 1 plus 5/3 x minus 10. And so now hopefully we're getting good at this. So when I multiply this 1 through, nothing's going to change. So I'm going to just go ahead and rewrite this problem. 2/3 x plus 1/2 x plus 1 plus 5/3 x minus 10. Once again, when I multiply this 1 through, it's not going to change anything in the parentheses if it's a positive 1. Only if it were negative, then we would have some trouble. We'd need to change both signs. But we're good for now. So let's look at the parts that I can put together. I have x, x, and x. So the 2 x's that I noticed that are going to be quick to put together are the 2/3 and the 5/3. I see that they already have a common denominator of 3, so I can add 2 and 5 together and get 7/3 x. But I still have this 1/2 x that I haven't used yet, right here. And I have 1 and I have negative 10. 1 minus 10. So I start at 1 on my number line, and I move back 10 spaces, I'd be at negative 9. Alright, so let's do a little side work here. I have to put these two like terms together. Even though they're fractions, I know we can do it. We need to put 7/3 plus 1/2 somehow. Okay, well I know that if I wrote my list of 3 and 2 here, 3, 6, 2, 4, 6, that 6 should be the common denominator. And it is the second factor of 3, so I'm going to multiply the first fraction by 2. And it's the third factor of 2, so I'm going to multiply this guy by 3. So what I really have is 14/6 plus 3/6, which is 17/6. Okay, so when I'm all said and done, my final answer for perimeter is going to say 17/6 x minus 9. Okay, there you go, perimeter. I even threw a little decimal example on here for everybody. And then you guys like decimals. If you need to pause it and take a look at this and be careful, make sure you have all your work on there. So I expect to see you do on your paper as well. Okay, let's take a look at this next one here. And once again, we're looking for perimeter, which is the distance around. So I am going to use my little trick again here, because I have that on twice. I have this distance twice, I have this distance twice. So I can say 2 times 2.7x minus 1.9. I have 2 lengths of that, and I have 2 lengths, another 2 lengths, of 3.4x plus 3.2. Alright, and so now I have to do a little distributing. 2 times 2.7. If you don't remember, or if you're not good with mental math, we can always multiply it out like so. I have 1 decimal, so I need to move it over 1 spot. 5.4x. And 2 times negative 1.9. So remember, I have a positive times a negative. This is going to be a negative value when I'm done. So 1.9 times 2 We have one decimal point, so 3.8. And the positive 2 times 3.4, 6.8x. And 2 times 3.2, 6.4. Now let's just take a look here. Looks like I have two terms that have x's on them that can be combined together. This is a positive value and this is a positive value. And I can tell by the sign right in front. So when I circle my like terms, see how I'm circling the sign in front? This one doesn't have a sign, so we know it's positive. This one's definitely a positive because it says plus. So let's just do a little work here. 5.4 plus 6.8. Looks like we got 12.2. So I have 12.2x. And I have a negative 3.8 and a positive 6.4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 6.4, positive 6.4, and I'm going to subtract my 3.8 because it is a negative 3.8. 2.6. It's a positive 2.6. So there we go. There's our answer. 12.2x plus 2.6. So for a perimeter, there you go. Now area, a little trickier. Area is the amount of space inside. So like if you were trying to figure out how many tiles you would need to put a new floor in your kitchen, like Mr. Gillum's doing, that would be something you need for area. And the area of a rectangle is length times width. So let's take a look here. Express the area of the rectangle in terms of x. Now this time I don't need, well, I mean, it's important that I know that this is 5x plus 3 and that this side's also 4, but we're not doing the perimeter, the distance around anymore. What we're doing is we're doing the area. So instead of just finding the outside, we're finding the inside. So we're going to change it up a little bit, okay? I'm just going to take the length times the width. So usually the length is the long side. So it doesn't really matter which order you multiply in because we all know the commutative property says that 2 times 3 and 3 times 2 are the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a nice, easy distributive problem. I'm going to take 4 times 5x plus 3. The width times the length. And so I don't really need to know that these are both 4. It's not important. I don't need to use them twice. Okay, you just take one length times one width of the rectangle and you have the area. 4 times 5x is 20x. And positive 4 times positive 3 is positive 12. So my area is 20x plus 12. The area problems are a little easier. And once again, I have another example here of a quadrilateral. I have a width and I have a length. I just need to multiply them together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 7 times 6 plus 4x. Length times width. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times positive 4x is 28x. And now this is okay. It's an okay answer, but the best answer will be in alphabetical order. 28x plus 42. Alright. Let's take a look at the next one here. And we got some decimals and some fractions. So let's go ahead and we're going to kind of breeze through these here. This is the area, so we're going to take 9 times 2.8x minus 4. So 9 times 2.8x. $25.2. And 9 times negative 4, positive times a negative is a negative 36. So I'm going to write minus 36. Not so bad. There's a little multiplication here. Ooh, here we go, the 3/4 section. We'll have 45 seconds to teach you this. Once again, even though it's a fraction, I'm going to multiply length times width. So I'm going to take 3/4, and I want you to write it straight up and down fraction bar, just like I did, times 8 minus 1/5 x. And the reason I wrote it like this, I wrote a little 8 and a big fraction, is because I'm going to make 8 into a fraction anyway for my multiplication. When I multiply 3/4 times 8, the rule is I look to reduce above and below, reduce, cross cancel, cross cancel. I know 4 goes into 4 once and into 8 twice. So the first answer is going to be 3 times 2, 6, minus